So now let's talk about storage. For veterans of Deadline, you may know that the way we used to store jobs, job status, task status, and most of our metadata having to do with your render setup was all stored on in flat files in the repository. And while that was great, it allowed for really easy setup and it scaled fairly well. We looked into it and we tried to plan ahead and see how far we can scale it. So what we did was we looked at a product. We started looking around and we ended up finding MongoDB. And so what it allows us to do is scale far better. We actually achieve an order of magnitude better performance on the same hardware. And it's actually easier to set up. So the only issue we had with storing flat files in the database was that, or in the repository, was that you needed to know how to set up certain permissions on certain machines. With MongoDB, now in the repository, we have a write once, read many methodology. So we store the log files in there, but we only do the one write, and then anyone can read. So a lot of permission stuff can be better locked down than ever before. So, and then all the metadata storage and all of that stuff that used to have to be written quite often is put in MongoDB. And one of the things we ended up getting there was that we built up a lot of, we ended up getting very good read performance. So over something like Postgres actually starts having issues the more clients you connect to it. It actually takes a lot more memory. And so in a situation with Deadline, for example, when you've got hundreds and hundreds of clients hitting it, you would normally have to have a proxy in between to handle all those incoming connections. With MongoDB, it just handles it. It can handle hundreds of thousands of connections, no problem. And another thing is that it's got fantastic read performance. So places like GitHub, Craigslist, and MTV, they all use it behind the scenes. GitHub mostly for their the status updates and things that are going on. Craigslist uses it for everything, and MTV uses it for their content management system there at their website. An interesting other user of MongoDB is the Large Hadron Collider that generates those like 20 terabytes of data every day, and so they can if MongoDB is up for that challenge, I'm sure it's up for us.